Hello guys, Bud McMillan here with Dependable Lawn Care. I have an opportunity to do a side-by-side comparison. I have my buddy's 36-inch commercial Scag Advantage. It's a 2005 model. And my John Deere commercial 36-inch G15. And I'm just kind of doing a little walk around side-by-side comparison. And this isn't negative or positive towards either one of these machines. I had actually looked very seriously at Scag before I decided to go with John Deere as far as purchasing commercial equipment. It's kind of neat for me to see these side by side. So my G15 has been taken care of extremely well. So to compare that to a machine that's been used pretty well and appears to have been left in the weather quite a bit, it kind of makes the Scag look quite a bit older, but they're actually about the same year. I think it's just had a little bit harder life. But as far as being functional, it's held up really well. This has the Pro Slide Sulky on it, and I haven't used that before, so I got to play around with that a little bit, and I like that. That's actually pretty neat. I think he's going to enjoy having that. I'll get down to the controls here. These are both belt drive, and they were both pistol grip. They've modified the controls on this, so now instead of a pistol grip, you actually pull on the left to turn left and pull on the right to turn right, which is a little bit different, but when you're operating, it actually feels pretty natural. So we're gonna clean that up a little bit and make that a little bit better, but it still works, still functional. So as far as controls, your on-off switch is up here, your PTO is up here on the control panel, and this is pull start like my G15. Right here is your choke, so pull up right here to choke it, and then your pull start cord on the left side. One thing that's different about mine is that it's on the right side, and the choke is up here on the control panel with the ignition switch and the throttle and the PTO. So as far as the gear shift goes, this is the way mine's laid out, and the shifter comes out here quite a little ways, which I like because I do a lot of bump shifting with my knee. And on the Scag, it's similar, probably a little bit simpler actually, but you have neutral 1 through 5, and then for reverse you actually have to push the shifter down and move it over to put it in reverse. So it has a stop right there. So as far as sticking out, I don't think it sticks out quite as far as mine, but when I was operating it for the first time outside, I was easily able to bump shift that with my knee. So engine wise, this has the Kawasaki engine on it, and it's a 16 horse Kawasaki. Mine has the Kohler Command 15 horse, so a little bit difference in engine size. They're both a 36 and they're both commercial. So looks like the tire size is pretty close. I want to say they're the same size tire. If not, they're really close to being the same size. Just different tread pattern. On the deck adjustment, they both have a very similar system. It's the straight shaft that runs through bushings with spacers, and that's exactly what I have. So they're both set up pretty similar there. That's for the front of the deck. And then on the back of the deck, on mine, you have to unbolt it from the chassis to move it up and down. And this is the same way. You have to unbolt it from the chassis, 3 bolts, and move your entire deck assembly up and down. And like I said, that's exactly what I have, a 3-bolt system. So there are a lot of similarities, and I can't say that I like one over the other necessarily. Like I said, I like Scag. I had seriously looked at going with Scag before I purchased my first commercial John Deere. It's just kind of neat to see how different machines compare with one another. And these are both really good machines. So we've got a little bit of work to do on the Scag, but like I said, it's been used quite a bit more than my John Deere has. It's been weathered quite a bit more than my John Deere has. So it's kind of hard to compare with those factors. But the machine's still running and operating just fine. So I pulled the deck covers off so we could take a look at the drive systems on them. So here's the side by side. The first thing I noticed right off the bat is that the John Deere has the timing belt, and that's because it has the side by side blade system. So you have that extra belt. And on the Scag, it has the slant blade system. So instead of being in line with each other, they're offset, so you don't have to have the timing belt. Other than that, not a great deal of difference as far as how they're constructed. The Scag mowers have the slanted front on the decks, and I do like that. It's supposed to help create the vacuum inside the deck and allow the grass to stand back up so that it can be cut off at an even length, rather than just being pushed down by the front of the deck and then not getting a good cut. So, and we also noticed on the Scag that it has a striping kit. Not sure if it's homemade or factory, but you can see that flap on the back of the deck that goes down almost to the ground. Actually, it's just a rubber flap. One last thing that I noticed is that the fuel tanks appear to be about the same size. And that's about it as far as comparison goes. I hope you guys found this beneficial or entertaining. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.